Hey everybody, it's Moose here, and I'm back with another interview. Today I am here with Jakobe Productions. He is a stop motion animator, and he has a brand new video out that came out recently called Rebirth of the Incredible Hulk that your boy voices Bruce Banner. And please go check it out. And thanks, Jakobe, for joining me.
Oh yeah, dude. Thank you. I'm nervous, dude. Like, I've been wanting to come on this for a while, dude.
Yeah, I'm glad we finally have you on the show, man. Really appreciate it. So, essentially, I guess, well, the first question is, what made you want to do stop motion animation? Was there somebody that inspired you, or was there just something that you've just been passionate about for a long time?
So basically, it started off with the movie Cars from Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I got toys from that movie, and I just basically recreated all the scenes. And as time went on, I just discovered stop motion somehow, and it was just something I've always wanted to do. I've been always interested in movies and like camera work, so. I don't know. I honestly don't remember much, but I just remember it's all started with cars. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, did you ever make a stop motion with cars? I'm not entirely sure if you have or not.
I made one on my channel, and I was supposed to make a part two, but I just never did.
Will
It's a
we ever?
habit of mine to do that.
Will we ever get a part two? Is this confirming?
uh, yes and no. I'm
Yeah.
not sure yet.
Yes, no. All right. Well, you heard it here, folks. It's a yes and no answer. Um, so I also wanted to ask you about you did about a year ago a stop motion tutorial, and that video has a good amount of views on it. And it's just like I think that was a really good video how you presented it and how you did all the steps and everything. And just under 10 minutes, I think you did it pretty well. So a lot of people that I see in the comments who want a part two, or not part two, well, a part three, is will you ever like do make another one talking about stop motion tutorials? I
Um.
said part three. I meant part four. I'm dumb.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
I
You're
wrote
good.
down the question down and everything, and I messed that up. But anyway, pretend I said part four. Pretend I said that.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Part four, I honestly don't know what I should do for part four. I've been wanting to making one, but I just don't know what the topic should be about. Because if I make it about like sound or something, like sound design and stuff, it's gonna be a pretty short episode. So like I don't know like what to do. So,
Yeah, I feel like if you were to make one about sound design, I think you can make it work. Even if it's short, I think a lot of people would just appreciate somebody making the concept of saying, oh, look, this is what you can make your videos sound better. And that's what I appreciate about each part. You had some talking about green screen. You had one
yeah,
talking about the basics. The basics of stop motion, and then your third part was talking about thumbnails.
yeah,
So yeah, I think those videos in general are just good inputs on how to make your videos better overall.
yeah. Thanks. I wanted to make those for a really long time before I even could make it. So I'm glad it's helping people out and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. And I also just wanted to ask, personally, one of my favorite videos that you made is your Avengers video and your recreation of the Avengers trailer, the Infinity War one from D23.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, and those are some of my favorites. What would you have to say is your best work that you've done so far, and like your least favorite stop motion you've done?
All right. So I'll start off with the least favorite. Uh, it might have to be that D23 trailer, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like how it turned out. Like in my mind, it would have turned out much better than than it happened. But I don't know. I just felt like I could have done so much better on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but for my favorite, for my best work, that's a hard one, dude. Maybe the Incredible Hulk one or Infinity War Part Two.
That was a good
Those might
one.
have to be my best.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a really good one. Um, I also just wanted to to know, just a lot of people, including myself, really like your stop motions just for just its smoothness and just how you're able to do fight choreography. And I think you do that exceptionally very well.
Oh
And
yeah, thank you.
you're welcome. And I just wanted to know, essentially, just like how did you get to where you are now in terms of stop motion?
So I started off with Lego Ninjago stop motions on a completely different channel, and those were running about like 8 frames per second,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought that looked good personally, being like a 6 year old doing that stuff. And so as time went on, I discovered like trick shot, swag wave, people like that, and I saw how much better theirs were than mine. You know,
Mm-hmm.
obviously because they know more,
Mm-hmm.
and so that just inspired me to keep going. And then I discovered Board TV. I saw him like with 24 frames per second, so I bumped it up to like 18, 20, and from there I just went on making a little bit higher every video, and now I'm at about 25, I think.
Okay, so you just basically were testing out each frames per second throughout each video, and
Yeah.
so that's essentially okay. That's fair. I think that's a good way to kind of like test yourself and get to know each frame, each kind of thing, each time you do it. So yeah, that's yeah, I'll take note of that for sure because I've been doing that too in terms of
Yeah.
trying to make my stop motions look smoother and cleaner. And yeah, so I also wanted to ask, going back like way far back when you first started, uh, I rewatched a couple of your older videos, and I rewatched one of your first videos was your Minecraft stop motion. And
Yeah.
so essentially, were you just a fan? I'm guessing, I'm assuming you're a fan of Minecraft. So, um, did you ever expect that from that first video to where you are now, comparing those from your Minecraft to your Incredible Hulk, uh, from your improvement, would you say that did you expect you would be as where you are now?
No, not at all, dude. I had like 5 channels before that, all stop motion, but for different toys. And so none of them ever got past like 20 subscribers. So I didn't expect much from this one. It was mainly supposed to be just a Minecraft thing, just because I had some Minecraft toys laying around. So I thought, why not? And dude, I didn't think it would go anywhere
Mm-hmm.
near what where I'm at today.
Yeah, and yeah, I think that you definitely throughout have like you've been improving and improving, and I'm glad that you've been able to um take what you have and essentially make something out of it. Because what I like about the community is everybody has their own collections and their own situations in terms of how they make stop motions, and not everybody has a set, and not everybody has what you or I have. Like we
Yeah.
we film stuff differently, and I just can appreciate how you were able to just like you just did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So and I guess another question is you used to do live stream animations, and I think I was a part of one at some point. But I would you so like what inspired you to make animations in terms of not like stop motion animations, but you used to make like short, little animated
Yeah.
shorts. So did you just passionate about animation in general, or were you just like I'm just gonna do this for fun?
So I've always wanted to do that type of stuff, from
Mm.
seeing like Domix and people like that. I don't know if you know
Oh
them,
yeah, I love
but
comics. Yeah.
yeah, it's fine. But I've always wanted to do that type of stuff. I got inspired to do that, and so I just couldn't find a good enough life story to tell through those animations.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just took the opportunity to, take a live stream I was a part of from Devin's channel, MM Animation, and I thought I'd just take a shot at it, and it turned out pretty good. But I never was a part of another live stream, so I just never really could do that again.
That's fair. So would you say, considering that it's been a while, and you probably like, have you? Would you say would you ever do another animation ever in your lifetime?
Oh yeah, I'm actually working on one right now. I'm planning on three coming out before the end of the year, and
Nice.
they're not just live streams; they're actually like life stories
Mm-hmm.
that I found that would maybe be good enough. So yeah, we'll just have to see if those ever turn out being, released and finished.
All right. Well, I can't wait to see them.
Yeah, thanks.
And you used to make Marvel Legends reviews as well. And so, did you ever get inspired by anybody in the figure review community to make you want to do reviews of figures?
Oh yeah, Shartimus Prime, like all the way. You know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I, I don't know if you see it in my reviews, but like the white screen thing,
Yeah.
the whole like white background, that was entirely from him.
Oh yeah, I can see it from looking at the thumbnails and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I guess another stop motion that I think um, where you said one of your favorites that you did was it was Avengers Infinity War, correct?
Yeah, part two.
Yeah, part two, and I'm actually really I just think it's awesome how like part two and part one did really well. Especially
Yeah.
part one with that one getting 1 million views. Did you ever expect that you would get that many views off one video?
No. No. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no. That's I was just saying that did you ever expect that that would happen essentially?
Oh no, dude, not at all. Especially like the size of my channel right now, I didn't expect to even get near like 900,000 or 500,000 views. I didn't expect that at all, dude. It just came out of nowhere.
So would you you've been making a lot of projects based around film and like you did your Logan death scene for the recreation for the Age of Swag Wave contest, and the Rebirth of the Incredible Hulk, which I won't spoil too much, but it has some aspects from the movies,
Yeah.
and so would you say that the films have an influence on your take of these characters and your take of your universe, essentially?
Oh yeah, really big influence. So basically, what my universe is, it's kind of like it's the same universe basically, just my take on it after uh, Black Panther, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to change instead of just like all movie based stop motions. I want to match the movies, but my own take and what I wanted to happen in those movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh, go ahead.
yeah. So you see it a lot in part two. That's mainly why it's one of my favorites. Uh, with part one, I stuck like really close to the movie. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if you like noticed that,
Mm-hmm.
but and I just thought maybe I should be more original with this type of stuff, and so I just did what I wanted to happen in the movie, especially with part three. I wanted that whole battle to happen all together in Wakanda.
Mm-hmm. And I do like I did notice that it is close to the movies, but I think you did enough with it where it was your own thing.
Yeah,
Like you did it where it's like it's your own story, and it has some things from the movies, but essentially it's Jacoby's version of what Infinity War is like.
yeah,
Yeah, so like essentially like how like War TV 14's doing Infinity War, like how his version's like different, like it has some similarities, but it's different from the MCU. Same thing goes for Leo Legendary, or I guess like whenever my version comes out, whenever I tend to get that out, um, I do think I have, like I mentioned it in my stop motion animation video talking about the community is like I don't mind that people take liberty from the movies or comics or anything. I think it's great considering that that can be a jumping off point for people and
Yeah.
do something that they feel more comfortable doing. I also feel like if you can also make something that when watching it you're like that's their thing, then I personally I'm like I can get behind that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm going for, dude.
And I think you're doing a good job with it so far. What you've been doing, and I can't really praise it enough. But without any bias, just because I'm in it, I think you did a great job with the Incredible Hulk video, man.
Oh yeah, dude, thank you. I agree with you. I really think that somehow uh what do you call it, quality went up in that one particular video. I don't know why, but it just happened.
hmm
And yeah, I just personally think that's the one of the best stop motions I've made.
Oh yeah, I think so far it's been your best, and I thought personally for a while I thought the Ronin one you did for Infinity War 2.5 was really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I thought the Ronin one was great. And so, is there any projects or anything that you can tell us about that you're going to be working on in the future in terms of Marvel stop motions or any other type of stop motion in the future?
So I announced those three videos over on Instagram, with Hulk, Captain Marvel, and that other Avengers stop motion. So
Mm-hmm.
those will be coming out soon. But in terms of outside of that, I'm thinking of making a Black Widow soon, Endgame, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Maybe an It stop motion,
Okay.
just to pair with It too.
Right.
And, uh, I was thinking of making a Godzilla thing, but I don't know if it'll ever make it, you know? It just, I don't have any other monsters, so Godzilla and It are some things I want to do.
Okay. Um, I feel like with Godzilla, you can get away with um, comparing it with other. It might not necessarily have to be a monster from its lore. It can be a character that you might think that could pair up with Godzilla. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um, I feel like that can work if you just figure out which character. But whatever you do with Godzilla, I'm 100% behind it.
yeah,
So I'm excited to see what those other projects are gonna what they're gonna entail and what kind of stories you're gonna tell with them and with those characters. So I guess one of my few questions I have left is what's a character from Marvel or DC or whatever? What's a what's a stop motion with what a character that you really would like to do in the future?
I really want to do like a full stop motion with a whole story and plot with Nightwing. He's always been one of my favorite characters. Like in
Mm-hmm.
those Injustice games, he's my main in those Injustice games,
Mm-hmm.
or the first one. But he's one of the characters definitely.
Oh yeah, Nightwing is one of my favorites too. I also wanted to do a video with Nightwing at some point. So yeah, I definitely would like to see that for sure, and especially with your style of animation, I definitely think it would suit well. Is there any other characters you would like to do in the future, or?
Um, I'm kind of undecided right now, but if I were to think about it, maybe like do a villain type stop motion. I don't know, just something different. Something no one's done before.
Right, right, I
Yeah.
got you. And then going on to my last two questions is my first question is essentially if you could, because I know some people have collabed with somebody before, if you could collab with a stop motion animator, who would it be?
Oh, maybe War 14 or War TV 14. Sorry.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
Uh,
Yeah.
Maybe Marquez. I don't know. I haven't really been thinking of collabs. I just don't. I just don't feel like it would work out, honestly. But maybe in the future.
Yeah, I mean, like you just never know. I mean, like collabs is something tricky, but I feel like if you um, have the right attitude and the right kind of ideas that you two can work on and have the same page on what you guys want to do, then I think collabs can work out.
Yeah.
It's just all about what the project and everything. Um, yeah, and then going on to my essentially my last question here is what do you want to say to your fans and subscribers, basically?
Thank you for the ones who stuck by for the new videos. I haven't come up with a new stop motion in like 3 months, I think, and before that it was like a whole year. So, thank you to the ones who stuck by and are actually watching the videos. I appreciate you guys, and hopefully you guys will stick around for more.
Yeah, and I'll be sticking around too. And
Thank
so
you.
no problem. So hope you guys enjoyed this interview with Jakobe. Everything about his social media, his Instagram, YouTube, everything will be in the description. Please still check him out. Definitely deserves a lot more people to subscribe to him. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram will be in the description too. So yeah, thanks Jacoby.
Yeah, thank you for having me.